Tokyo's bustling financial district is dominated by towering skyscrapers. Here, you'll find the offices of the world's top companies. The streets are lined with high-end shops and gourmet restaurants. But amid all this luxury and expensive real estate, there's a gravestone. And not just any gravestone. This one is dedicated to the severed head of a 10th century warrior who openly rebelled against the emperor. To whom does this head belong? And why did nobody dare to remove it? Taira no Masakado was born in 903. His great-great-grandfather was Emperor Kanmu of Japan. Since his grandfather's generation, his family had been tasked with ruling the Bendo region. Today, it is the most developed region of Japan, home to Tokyo. But 1,000 years ago, with Kyoto as Japan's capital, Bendo was nothing more than a remote, savage, and undeveloped frontier. Despite being born into high nobility, Masakado had a difficult childhood. His father passed away when he was still a kid, and he was sent to Kyoto to be trained in the ways of the aristocracy. But the ambitious Masakado had little patience for the etiquette and vanité of court life. He didn't want to observe rituals and compose poetry all day long. He wanted to make a difference, to do something big. So he returned to his father's land in Kando. To Masakado's great dismay, his father's brothers had grabbed most of the land. He was only left with a few towns and villages. Despite this setback, he worked hard. Unlike other landlords with royal blood who exploited the common people, Masakado worked side by side with the common people, earning their trust and respect. His land slowly flourished into the most prosperous in the region. Villagers came from far and wide to seek his protection. As Masakado's influence grew, so did his strength. He built a loyal band of warriors. Like many heroes before and after him, Masakado was ultimately consumed by hubris. The year was 939, and Masakado was 37 years old. He had already established himself as the undisputed authority in the Bendo region. Then, he launched a rebellion against the emperor. He declared himself Shin no. Shin means new, and no means emperor. Unfortunately for the new emperor Taira no Masakado, his rebellion was swiftly crushed, and he was killed in battle. The troops that defeated him were led by his cousin, Taira no Sadamori. The victors cut off Masakado's head and sent it to the capital of Kyoto. There, the head was first paraded through the streets. Then, it was hung on a stick and displayed for all to see. By the way, that was the first recorded use of this humiliating punishment in Japanese history. According to legend, Masakado's head was so consumed with fury that his eyes never closed, and that his teeth remained locked yet twisted grin. People claimed to hear it screaming, "Ah!" Let me be reunited with my body and fight again! One night, the head tore through the air, flying back towards the Kando region, searching for the body. But it fell short. The vengeful head landed in an area that would later become the financial district of Tokyo. Legends aside, Masakado remains an extremely controversial figure in Japanese history. For the imperial court, he has been seen as a despicable enemy of the state. It's important to note that while civil wars are not uncommon in Japanese history, there are very few instances where someone attempted to overthrow the emperor. Even General MacArthur chose to keep Emperor Hirohito after World War II. However, for many Japanese, Masakado was a true hero. Despite his royal blood, he didn't behave like a haughty, snobbish aristocrat, but as someone who genuinely cared for the common people and who fought for the interests of the warrior class. That sense of admiration reached its peak during the Tokugawa shogunate, which ruled Japan from 1603 to 1868. The shogunate's capital was in Edo, modern-day Tokyo, near Masakado's old fiefdom. While the shogunate recognized the ultimate authority of the emperor, the shogun held all the real power. The shogun represented the warrior class, a class closely associated with Masakado. In fact, during the Tokugawa shogunate, Masakado was so admired that he became one of the three main deities of the important Kanda shrine in Tokyo. The area where Masakado's head's gravestone stands today has long been rumored to be cursed by his vengeful spirit. In 1923, the Ministry of Finance tried to build an office in that area. But as construction progressed, a strange and frightening series of deaths befell the construction workers and ministry officials. People were seriously scared. The construction plans were abandoned. Instead, a gravestone for Masakado's head was erected. It was the Japanese people's attempt to appease his spirit. After World War II, the American occupation forces wanted to redevelop the area. They dared to attempt to remove Masakado's head gravestone. Then, several work-related accidents happened. For example, a bulldozer operated by the American military overturned. The driver was thrown out and died. Following repeated petitions, the demolition plans were abandoned. As a result, even though the area has transformed into a bustling financial district of towering skyscrapers, there remains the humble gravestone of the severed head of Tairanomasakado, the self-proclaimed new emperor. The gravestone is less than half a kilometer from the imperial palace, where the ruling emperor resides. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you next time.